Good morning! How are you doing on this gorgeous, magnificent, beautiful day? If you're feeling crap, I just want to remind you, a couple of days ago I did make a prayer that was all about waking up in a stink and shifting your mindset. For now, if you are not feeling fabulous, go outside, shake it off. It's a beautiful day. Hopefully you can hear some birds around you, and if you can't, just open up to the magic anyway, because it's all around us. This full moon that is coming is apparently called the pink moon. So it's the RozyGlow moon. And I believe, as I'm tapping into it, that it has the potential to really throw us back into old stories and make us feel like we're right down the bottom of the ocean again. Or we can harness that energy and keep shifting our movements so that we're surfing along the wave rather than feeling like we're being dropped under. So just about everybody I've spoken to in the last 24 hours has encountered some kind of challenge where they've encountered problems coming up, and the usual narrative is to go, oh, see, like, it doesn't matter what I do, it's just not good enough. Yeah, here I am trying to change direction, and look, like nothing's going my way. Like, that's the old story. But the invitation, as my dear dad said this morning, was just like, you know, it's good these problems are coming up now before the boat gets in the water and gets chartered, so it doesn't happen on the charter. And I was like, that's exactly the right mindset, Dad. Do you know what I mean? That is really important. My sister did something very similar, and my cousin said something very similar today as well, as did my partner. So it's all good. And if you look behind me, it's a little bit different, isn't it? I am missing the unicorns, I have got to say. I think they might have to come back in one guise or another. Scarlett has darkened my hair for me, bless her, and we'll be playing around with that. It's still red, it's just a darker red. But behind me there is white. I came to visit last night to find a white room, or a nearly fully painted white room, and we've got all these ideas of things that we would like to do, but it's starting to shape up. And you know, this is the idea of having a blank canvas. For a little while you can kind of feel like you're in the void, especially if you've done work where you've been clearing your subconscious and it seems like nothing's really happening, and you kind of want things to be different. And as I was kind of saying, oh, we could do this, we could do that, it's easy to go, oh, there's too much to do, it's overwhelming. Or we can kind of go, right, the ideas, the creativity is brewing now. Let's just harness this energy. This is exactly what I was just saying about whether we're choosing to go under the wave or we're using the energy to surf the wave. So just be open to the fact that core wound patterns will come up. Hello, Rena. As in, it will be very easy to kind of feel the old narrative that you're used to speaking, the story of your life as once was, is showing up to go, see, I'm still here. But actually the invitation is to be able to go, oh, right, where have I come from this? Because I've come a long way. Now when I encounter this, I'm able to look at it differently, and I'm able to see myself differently in it. And I realize I'm not a victim and I can move on. So I'm going to take this into the prayer, because this really talks about, yeah, God, as we're coming towards Easter. You know, whether we're looking at sort of the pagan traditions or we're looking at the Christian traditions, this is a time of resurrection. It's a time of the phoenix rising out of the ashes. It's a time of shedding snake skins and kind of letting go of the past, letting go of what is not eternal, and accessing that divine will. I'm going to do a separate video, I hope this morning, on my Rosanna Kalliabetsos page, which will be about divine desire versus ego will, because I think people get really confused when we talk about being the creators of our reality and activating our I am presence and becoming very powerful superhumans who are co-creating consciously. You know, does that mean, where does free will and where does divine will sort of tie into this? And how can we make sure that we want the highest good of all when we are listening to what we desire, when we've been taught a lot of negativity around desire? So that will be on a separate video. For now, let's just see what the prayer is about, and I'll explain. So anyone who's here, I can see Rena's here, I don't know who else is here, just let me know who you are. I'd love to say hello. Once upon a time, actually, let's start this right. Good morning, diamonds. Once upon a time, we did not believe the divine. Sorry, we did not believe in the divine as an entity of pure love and grace-filled energy. We had a God of wrath whose anger and judgment could leave us trapped in an eternity of condemnation and purgatory. Now we know the truth, that our experience conforms to our beliefs, and the source of all that is awaits to fill us with eternal blessings. God is the vibration of love, a constant overflowing cup of divine delight vibrations and grace-fueled revelations. Just consider the frequency you'd love to align with as soul human synergy, and allow the revelry to begin as we embrace our divinity and love up sin. I am allowing my evolution to be easy. I am choosing to believe that life loves me and wants me to be happy. I am aligning with my optimal path. I am that I am. So just going with that, I am allowing my evolution to be easy. We've all learned that, you know, we have to struggle to grow, you know, that the value of our growth depends on how much we've struggled. I'm just like, really? You know, I know people who feel they have to understand what they're processing in order to be able to let it go. And I'm like, look, the bin is really full. Just empty out what you can easily, empty out the toxicity easily. And what still prevails will require more detailed attention, okay? You're probably gonna need to get a brush. You're gonna need to chisel away at some stuff. You're gonna need to use a hose pipe or a, what do you call it? One of those jet washers, that's it. So, you know, like what you can easily get rid of, just let it go, right? What you can't is that there's gonna be work there, but it doesn't have to be horrendous, all right? There are different ways to work with it. Yes, we do need to feel our pain, but that can move through us very quickly. We don't need to get stuck on it and keep energizing it. So please remember that the path of grace and ease is about allowing things to flow through us and not to get attached to the things that remind us of the past, the stinky feelings of the past. I am choosing to believe that life loves me and wants me to be happy. I have to thank my great aunt Zoe, which means life. Her name means life, Zoe, for sharing that with me. She was actually the first yogi in our family. And she used to tell her mum that she was praying when she was doing her yoga, which is kind of probably where I got my embodied prayer concept from in terms of, yeah, the way that I share RozyGlow. And she taught me that a long, long time ago. I think Scarlett was very young. It's really stuck with me, as has my original point of inspiration, which led me to yoga, which is reading that as we change our view of the world around us changes. And it really does. I truly believe that. So I'm aligning with my optimal path. That's your divine design. That's the win-win-win. This is what I'll talk about in terms of divine desire. Let's just go through quickly. So yeah, if you believe in a wrathful God, or if you have any kind of indoctrination around a wrathful God, then this is going to totally tie into you in terms of, how do I put this? When you are making progress, when you are following through on something that brings you joy, there'll be an expectation of punishment, because we've been taught that desire is wrong, that to desire things is bad. It leads us to temptation. It leads us to, you know, the path to hell is paved with good intentions. It just leads us somewhere where we're not going to go well. And I ask you to consider whether you feel your life is a sort of progress of 2 steps forward, 1 step back, or 2 steps forward, 1 step back, or 1 step forward and 2 steps back, because it's a bit like the glass feeling half full or half empty as you look at it. Power of words, not with me today, sorry. One of my clients in Greece said to me recently, oh, there's an upgrade on the whole glass being half full or half empty. It's refillable. You gotta love it. So same thing here, okay? Like eternal cup, God, source, all that is eternal cup. You're not going to run dry. When you align with the highest good, when you surrender personal will to divine will, that's all coming in the other video, then you are basically aligning with divine desire. And that is your optimal path, is to follow desires and then to surrender them to the highest good. Whole thing in that's awesome. So once upon a time, we did not believe in the divine as an entity of pure love and grace-filled energy. We had a God of wrath whose anger and judgment could leave us trapped in an eternity of condemnation and purgatory. Just think how judgmental the people around you are, okay? I'm just asking you to consider that. What religion do they follow, okay? And do they then feel they're God and therefore they should judge people according to how good or bad they are at following that religion? It's not our job. We created religion anyway. Don't get me started. Now we know the truth, that our experience conforms to our beliefs. And this is true in that sense that what we expect, we see evidence of. That is why everybody's arguing about whose truth is correct. Because everyone's truth is correct and they're all simultaneously occurring at the same time. So why don't we just align with the highest truth, the most expansive truth? Makes sense. And the source of all that is awaits to fill us with eternal blessings. How cool is that? I'm up for that. God is the vibration of love, a constant overflowing cup of divine delight vibrations and grace-fueled revelations. Just consider the frequency you'd love to align with as soul-human synergy. So your soul and your human self aligning in a frequency. They choose to commit to each other to be in sacred union in alignment with a particular frequency. So it could be delight, it could be joy, it could be bliss, it could be peace, it could be whatever you want, okay? This is where you invite unity consciousness between fractioned parts of yourself. You say, can we all just align with this? Can we agree to align with this? This is the bigger truth. And allow the revelry to begin as we embrace our divinity and love up sin. So sin, missing the mark, aiming for something, missing the mark. It's not about doing bad consciously. And even if you are doing something that you feel is morally wrong or you feel is wrong according to your conditioning, you're doing it in order to explore it and actually find your own relationship with it. The tantric path has a lot to answer for, or a lot to offer in terms of us moving out of duality consciousness into oneness and seeing everything as experience. Does that experience lead us closer to our divinity, closer to source, or does it feel like it separates us from life and cuts us off and denies us that connection that we seek? Very different to saying good or bad, isn't it? I am allowing my evolution to be easy. I'm just going to invite you to allow your growth to be easy. I am choosing to believe that life loves me and wants me to be happy. I am aligning with my optimal path. I am that I am. And that's it, my friend. That's what I share with you. We have this pink full moon, as I said. If you'd like to join me for the full moon meditation, that will be at 10 a.m. on Friday. Obviously, when you pay for it, you get the link so you can listen to it at any time. If you can't listen to it at 10 a.m., then you can listen to it when you get home from work or the night time or in the morning or whenever. And I usually say, listen to the full moon meditation a few times up to the new moon, and then work with the new moon meditation until the full moon. And that will just help you to work to a point that you're ready. So it's kind of like coming to understand concepts that then allow you to move into a place that if you really do want to do some deep diving, then you can embark on one of the programs that I offer, the coaching online programs. And that's how it goes. You want to first be able to be teachable to then be able to be coachable. And to be teachable means just to be open to things being different to how you currently see them. If how you see things is bringing you the joy and the happiness that you seek, you're on the sweet path. Go with it. But if you're not happy, why argue for the limitations that are your perceptions? I'm going to challenge them. That's what I do. You might not agree with everything I say, and it really doesn't matter. Take the best, leave the rest, but see how the quality of your life improves and the lives of those around you through these methods, and then decide whether it's for you or not. Okay? Lots of love. Take care. Have a lovely, lovely day. Bye.